I was on Newsmax twice today already, talking about the trial of President Trump, the civil trial in New York, as that ongoes. So we'll keep covering that too on this broadcast as well as there's new information there. The judge said, well, this witness who's been for the prosecution that you brought in, it's all wonderful what he said, except for none of it's relevant because it's all after the statute of limitations. So unless he's got any information within a statute of limitations, please don't bring him in tomorrow to have him talk about nothing. So even the judge who didn't look like and he is not a fan of Donald Trump, still is bound by the law and statute of limitations. And so if that's the first witness they had to call, that's who they thought was their strongest witness.
Yep.
This former accountant who had gone through the Trump records at Mazars. Again, not a good start for a Democrat AG before a Democrat-elected judge in New York State Court.
So the appellate division in New York, which the way it works in New York is the trial court is the Supreme Court. I mean, it's kind of the opposite. Then they have the appellate division, which is the intermediate appeals court. And then they have the Court of Appeals in Albany, which is basically the Supreme Court. The appellate division in Manhattan decided this summer that Letitia James could not sue for transactions that occurred before July 13th, 2014, or February 6, 2016, but depending on who the defendants were. The judge yesterday said at the end of the trial, as Jordan mentioned, this was, quote, a waste of time. And unless you can tie this into something within the statute of limitation, don't bring this witness back. Now, this is also a judge who said he doesn't just decide cases based on the law, he also decides them based on emotion. But it should never have gotten to this, folks. All this is election interference. They want this guy off the ballot.
Yeah, it's politics, and it's
worse.
Using the legal system for politics, which is actually the worst thing you can probably do in the United States of America is try to use the system of a rule of law and equal justice under the law. Once that happens, if it does happen, and it fully happens, it's not the country that you thought you lived in. And not even the country of the founding fathers. It's not the country that we've been fighting to build, that people have died for. To keep going and always wanting to make perfect. You are reverting back to basically a third world country in a dictatorship of who controls the courts, controls what the law means at the time. And that's not a country you want to live in, is it?
I agree. He has more incoming than any former president in U.S. history or any president in U.S. history. Yep. They've been trying to take him down since 2015.
How you'd react.
So I don't know how anybody reacts when they've got four criminal cases against you. They're trying to destroy. Want to take away your liberty for nothing, by the way. None of these cases have merit, so they're trying to take your liberty away, and then they're trying to destroy your business and your livelihood.
He's a public personality. He's got this tough personality, but he is not a criminal. He's been doing business in New York, which is probably the toughest place to do in the most regulated city in the United States, and never been charged with any crime.